Coming up on City Beat, in order to provide the services needed, these volunteers hit the streets in an effort to find out how many live on our streets and exactly what they need to get back on their feet. Plus, as we continue to talk about New Year's resolutions, we take a look at what those dietitians mean when they talk about serving size. As you map out your new healthy eating plan, we may have some serving size surprises for you. And downtown Las Vegas has just gotten a lot more colorful. Check out the new giant murals on the Plaza Hotel and Casino and meet one of the world-renowned artists responsible for this outdoor art. Hi, everybody, and welcome to City Beat. We are at Cayanga Isoki Palacio Park. It's a recently renovated park in the heart of our city to help you get your bearings. It's right next to the Doolittle Senior and Community Center. We're going to show you around just a little bit later on. It is a beautiful park. But first, we want to talk about some great strides that are being made in our community to help the homeless. We are functional zero when it comes to veterans, meaning that any veteran who requests help, we have the resources to do just that. But there's more work to do. In order to do that intelligently, we need to know how many people still need help and what kind of help they need. And that's where the homeless count comes in.
Go on this side of Washington until you get to the bridge. And so kind of on the bridge, and that's as far as we go.
Hundreds of volunteers gathered at 6 different locations across the city, donned reflective vests, and started counting people who are bunkered down for the night on our streets. There are 62 sections of the city where the volunteers go, sections that are known for homeless encampments. These counts are not meant to move people out of those areas for the night. They're designed to help them get moved permanently into real homes.
We'll go in the van, and then the driver will stop at a corner.
Dr. Maria Castillo-Couch is with the City of Las Vegas Office of Community Services, and she's one of the organizers. She headed up the team that gathered at Catholic Charities.
It helps us as an entity to identify where our folks need help. Where are they congregating? What is it that's happening that's causing them to be homeless? And we not only do a point-in-time count, but we also have a survey that's conducted.
Not all found are questioned, but a portion who are willing to talk are interviewed.
And we ask them questions with, why are you homeless? What happened? And what would help you most?
She says they compare what they learn to what we have available to help them.
And also another count, which is how many beds are offered, how many are available in the city. And we're able to then figure out, are we meeting the needs, or do we need to make some changes?
This count is not yet finalized, but Dr. Castillo-Couch says we are seeing improvements in recent years. In 2014, 9,400 were on the streets the night of the count. In 2015, that number dropped to 7,509, and then to 6,208 in 2016. Still way too many, which brings us to the other important reason for this count: money. Millions of dollars in federal grants that are available to support everything from housing to job training.
Those numbers are used when we do these major grants applications, and that's usually done in partnership with the county and other entities. And so yes, these numbers are really important because it helps us say, we need these funds to address what's happening in the city.
Yeah, at least one indeterminate.
Castillo-Couch says the nights are cold and dark, but the volunteers she talks with say they're only out there for a few hours. The people they encounter are there all night, every night. By counting them, the volunteers are showing they do count, and the efforts will continue to get them off the streets. Dr. Castillo-Couch says that those numbers from the last count should be in the next couple of months. Well, do you believe it's almost time to start thinking about tax day? It'll be here before you know it. Well, fortunately, in the city of Las Vegas, there are some community and senior centers that are manned with qualified volunteers who could help you get them done on time and at no cost. There are no age restrictions. There are some income restrictions. But if you qualify, it's as easy as picking up the phone and making an appointment. The Stupak Community Center had only been offering free tax help for a couple of days the day we visited, and already there were takers. Volunteers from the IRS Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program were here in the computer lab, helping lower-income residents get this tax task done.
For any citizens here with an income of $55,000 or less, they can come in and get their taxes prepared for free by trained tax preparers.
Linda Lagoy says there is an income restriction, but there is no age restriction for tax help. And if English is not your first language, not to worry.
We have a number of our staff that are bilingual. Even with the utility tax rebate, I have it scheduled on days where I do have someone who can assist me with Spanish-speaking individuals because we want to serve the community.
And there's something a little extra being offered here at Stupak, but it's a service limited to lower-income seniors only, and only to those living in the Las Vegas city limit.
We also do the utility tax and sewer rebate program. So that's for any seniors age 60 and older with an income limit, $13,500 if they file their taxes single, $18,900 if they file their taxes as either married or head of household. And with that, they get a rebate, so they get a return of the taxes they pay to the city of Las Vegas on their utilities.
That includes electric, gas, landline phones, and for homeowners, part of their sewer bills. But again, that's just for Las Vegas residents. The staff here at Stupak Community Center say that this is just one more way they feel they are making a difference to the nearby residents in need.
For the most part, any of the seniors that come in here are very, very happy with any support that we can give them. So whether it's with their taxes, we have a community clothes closet here to give to people. We'll often get donations of food and put together packets for our seniors. So here there's a big need. So the seniors know that this is a place where they can get help or someone to talk to, whatever they need.
Here's a list of the participating centers with VITA and AARP volunteers, along with phone numbers to call for an appointment. Now, when you call to make your appointment, you may want to inquire about what you need to bring, such as your past income tax return, photo ID, social security card. You don't want to go there and have to turn around and make another appointment because you don't have everything you need. Well, financial responsibility is a top New Year's resolution, and you can probably guess what some of the others are, including eating healthy and losing weight. So right now, we thought we would talk about portion control. Now, most of us think we know how much we're supposed to eat, but we talked with a registered dietitian who had some serving size surprises for us. The holidays are over, a time when we tend to give ourselves a little latitude when it comes to indulging in rich meals, desserts, and adult beverages. So now it's back to reality. And boy, does reality hit hard when we see just how much we need to scale back on our portions if we hope to see our scales scale back too. Registered dietitian Carolyn Scott says healthy meal sizes vary depending on many things, such as how much weight you need to lose, your age, how active you are, etc. But once you determine what your daily intake should be, you need to understand what a serving really is.
We're so used to going out to eat and you get a plate of food in front of you and it's completely filled with food and that's what we're used to seeing now. And so we kind of replicate that when we're at home. And it really starts to add up over time.
She says you can use measuring cups and kitchen scales to keep track of the food you're putting on your plate, but you can also use other household items to measure your portions. And here's where you may be a bit surprised.
A deck of cards is about a serving size of protein, so your chicken or if you have a hamburger or a piece of steak or something should be about this size. A serving size of fruit is about the size of a baseball, so I know sometimes we see peaches or apples that are twice this size, and that's fine. Just keep in mind that you might be eating 2 servings there instead of just 1. A piece of bread or a pancake or a waffle should be about the size of a CD. And then this one always gets people, the pasta is about the size of a computer mouse.
Wow.
And so, yeah, that looks a lot different when you eat out at a restaurant for sure.
She says the one area where you need not worry too much about portions is when it comes to eating your veggies.
Really, we want people to eat as many vegetables as they can. I don't think we've really come across too many people who say, my problem is I can't lose weight because I'm eating too many vegetables. But really, like, a portion size of raw vegetables is about what you can cup in 2 hands. And then when you cook your vegetables, they lose some water and they get a little bit smaller. So it's about what you would fit in 1 cupped hand.
She says for many, portion control is an adjustment. A trick she uses at home is using smaller plates. Instead of a 12-inch dinner plate, she puts her meal on a salad plate.
And they've actually done studies about this where they give two people plates of food. Let's say you get the big one and I get the small one, and they fill them up and we both eat all of our food, only I'm just as satisfied eating my smaller plate of food as you are eating your bigger plate of food.
Another trick she uses when she goes out to eat is a well-timed doggy bag.
You can do the doggy bag trick where right away before you even start eating, you get half of it in a box to go. That way you have another meal for later. It can save you a little bit money and you're not eating as much at a time.
Lastly, she says don't approach a new eating plan thinking you can never treat yourself again.
And so it's always okay to splurge every once in a while. You just want to make sure that, overall your day-to-day you're making good healthy choices and you're not having cake every day, but, saving it for those special occasions and not just a Tuesday,
Now, our dietitian says, you remember those old food pyramids that told you how much of each food group you should have? They're complicated. Throw that out. Here is your rule of thumb. Take that salad plate that she was talking about. Half of the plate should be non-starchy vegetables such as broccoli, spinach. A quarter of the plate can be a healthy starch such as brown rice or wheat pasta, and the other quarter of the plate a lean meat such as fish, chicken, or a lean beef. Health Plan of Nevada actually teaches classes. You can go to healthplanofnevada.com. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about something that Las Vegas is becoming very well known for, our beautiful buildings. Stay with us. Congratulations to the City of Las Vegas Employee of the Month, Manny Windhorst. Although we all benefit in the end, road projects can be very frustrating. So if a project can get done with little or no impact on residents, that's a win-win situation. That's where Manny comes in. Manny manages the city's roadway overlay program, which rehabilitates pavement so that our streets last longer. Manny's teams do regular road checkups and preventive maintenance and quick projects that help keep our roads in tip-top shape. For every dollar the city spends on these preventive maintenance projects, $3 are saved on future projects. This ends up saving the city between $15 and $20 million a year. For his proficiency in teamwork, saving residents travel time and tax dollars, city leaders are proud to announce our January Employee of the Month is Manny Windhorst. Welcome back to City Beat from Cayanga Isoki Palacio Park. This park was recently renovated, and we promise we're going to show you around just a little bit later on. But first of all, if you look around the city of Las Vegas, you'll notice an interesting blend of architectural styles, from embracing our history, the Mob Museum being in the old federal courthouse and post office, to embracing the abstract, like the Frank Gehry designed Lou Ruvo Center for Brain Health. So recently, some students of architecture, some established architects, and city planners got together for a little exchange of ideas. The historic 5th Street School, a beautifully rehabilitated complex in itself, was a perfect setting for the mayor's symposium on urban design. The 3-day event, hosted by the UNLV School of Architecture, the City of Las Vegas, and Clyde Jubelwald Architects, was a rare opportunity for students who may very well have a hand in designing buildings for our city in the future to get firsthand information and ideas from city planners and architects already in the business of design. Speakers came from all around the region. Mayor Carolyn Goodman welcomed the participants. She encouraged the students to embrace a variety of architectural styles and to remember, if they can imagine it, they can create it.
I'm somebody who believes in the eclectic. And so you see today, there's not one style of architecture. There are a variety. There will always be. And that's the beauty of life and humanity, because we're all individuals. And the creativity amongst you, and as we go to plan for the rest of Southern Nevada or wherever you may end up, it's your ingenuity, your creative juices, your ideas to do something bold and different, or to combine the old with the new, or to do something that you feel is something that is beyond anybody's comprehension.
Our diverse and interesting architecture is not all that new in Las Vegas. In fact, it was just a few years ago that Mayors Oscar and Carolyn Goodman traveled to Washington, D.C. to be honored by the American Architectural Foundation for their leadership in urban design. We spoke to them right before they left. Oscar Goodman took a walk through downtown Las Vegas when he became mayor in 1999 and said he was stunned and saddened to see boarded up buildings empty lots and rundown business fronts. He knew this was not what Las Vegas was born to be. So he made the commitment at that time to revitalize this tired town. He spent his 3 terms in office working hard with city staff and community partners doing just that. And when he was termed out in 2011, his wife Carolyn was elected mayor and continues that vision of a vibrant downtown today. And just look at what has been accomplished in less than 15 years. On February 27th, outside the Cleveland Clinic Lou Ruvo Center for Brain Health, it was announced by representatives from the U.S. Conference of Mayors and the American Architectural Foundation that the Mayor's Goodman will be presented with the Joseph P. Riley Jr. Award for the incredible transformation of the downtown. The significance of the award was explained by representatives from both organizations.
At the American Architectural Foundation, we work with a lot of cities every year. And through our partnership with the United States Conference of Mayors, we work with a lot of mayors every year. And so we're very familiar with what's going on in cities across the country. And we're always on the lookout for cities that are doing extraordinary things, mayors that are really using design and architecture as a part of their leadership portfolio.
You can have votes, you can make speeches, but you will be remembered for what you leave behind. Las Vegas is a Renaissance city. The architects are the Michelangelos of this century. And it's a century of cities. And what is happening here in Las Vegas, people are learning about it around the world. And that's what this is all about. Using the Conference of Mayors and the American Architectural Foundation, a premier group, to promote mayors being the architects of their cities, and nowhere have we seen anything with the continuity and the vision of the Goodmans.
Mayor Carolyn Goodman spoke of how her husband's vision of a city that not only embraced the arts but embraced unique architecture was born, and why she is so determined to keep that vision alive.
Both he and I are really love the arts, love culture, and know that a city can't be anything unless it has substantive culture. And so as the city was coming out of that blighted time, Oscar really just was so passionate about bringing the arts to the forefront, and especially on what's now the Symphony Park, which of course was the Union Plaza land, and just desolate, nothing, just raw desert and a very dirty land. But he was one who really wanted to see architecture that was eclectic.
And you can see that eclectic is a perfect way to describe the downtown buildings. From the grace and timeless beauty of the Smith Center for the Performing Arts to the unique touch architect Frank Gehry gave to the Lou Ruvo Center for Brain Health, to the old Las Vegas neon that graces our new Fremont East Entertainment District, to the preservation of history in the National Museum of Organized Crime and Law Enforcement. Nothing is cookie cutter about our downtown. The Mayor's Goodman say they may be getting the award, but they didn't do this alone.
It was easy because I had good people that I was working with. We had a great city staff. They all believed in the vision. Great partners like Larry Ruvo, Myron Martin. I mean, you could go on and on and on and on. And it all worked out, thank God.
But we really know it's city council, it's all the city staff, it's the wonderful architects and the creative people who've made this happen. We're just so proud to be part of this city.
The award is not just an honor for our city, it's likely to put a spotlight on a part of Las Vegas many are just now discovering.
I think most people think they know Las Vegas, but they really don't. And what Mayors Goodman and Goodman have done is created a new story that will inspire and educate and inform folks about how mayors and design can literally transform a place. And so the new Las Vegas that we're going to be talking about is an exciting story.
A walk through our downtown today is a far cry more exciting and beautiful than that walk former Mayor Oscar Goodman took in 1999. And the current Mayor Goodman says there's still more great things to come.
Great time for Las Vegas, and I think everybody in our city is very, very proud of what's occurred so far and is sure looking to the future.
That award was actually presented to them in 2014, and we have done nothing but continue to build beautiful buildings ever since. We're going to take another break, and when we come back, another trend in Las Vegas, artwork outside. We'll show you the latest installation when we return.
Up to 40% of businesses never recover after experiencing a major disaster. Make a plan at ready.gov/business.
Welcome back to City Beat from Cayanga Isoki Palacio Park. You know, downtown Las Vegas just got a little more colorful thanks to the Plaza Hotel and Casino. Their team just commissioned 2 new murals for their building. Natasha Shahani has more.
If you've wandered the streets of downtown Las Vegas in the last few years, you probably noticed the murals that adorn the walls of abandoned buildings and local businesses. What you may not know is that many of them were done by internationally acclaimed street artists, such as D-Face and Shepard Fairey, both of whom recently came back to downtown Las Vegas to paint murals on the Plaza Hotel and Casino in partnership with Just Kids and Life is Beautiful Festival.
I work with Life is Beautiful since day one, and Life is Beautiful connects me to the plaza that we're looking for artists to do some gigantic, massive mural.
They are both well known for their large-scale murals. Shepard Fairey is also known for his clothing line, Obey, as well as the Barack Obama Hope poster. D-Face recently did the artwork for Blink-182's newest album. Charlotte says it was an easy decision for her and the Plaza to invite them back for this project.
D-Face was already an artist that has some murals in Vegas, quite a lot actually. So it just made sense that he continue. And Shepard, such an amazing artist, and his style could be is very versatile too.
I caught up with D-Face while he was taking a break from painting to talk about his piece and what keeps him coming back to Las Vegas.
The inspiration behind the piece for the Plaza was, it's a kind of tricky wall because the wall's staggered in 3 places, and to run an image across the whole wall is hard to read that image because it breaks it. So I wanted to do something that played with the actual dynamic of the architecture, which hopefully will relay when you see it finished. I do try to work specifically with the environment and the area to work on directly on that mural and what that means to the people. So it's not just like some random image that I've just decided to paint.
This is D-Face's 4th visible piece in downtown Las Vegas.
It is currently where I certainly have the most pieces in the smallest amount of area. So yeah, I'd love to come back and paint more. I mean, all the time the invites are there, I'm down to come.
Street art has played an important part in downtown Las Vegas culture as the city has transformed over the years. Both Charlotte and D-Face believe public art is a beautiful way to introduce people to the arts.
Because I think it gives to the local community something really special in their everyday life. I guess it creates a curiosity for the viewer or for the people living there, and I hope so develop an interest into the art.
And I think what's important with public art is that you are speaking to the public that may have never had the opportunity to have art education.
D-Face's mural might look completed, but it's not quite there yet. To find out what's causing that reaction on her face, tune into our social media channels. This is Natasha Shahani for City Beat.
Thank you, Natasha, for that story. Well, there have been celebrations all over the city of Las Vegas welcoming in the Chinese New Year. This is the Year of the Rooster. Now, if you were born in the Year of the Rooster, here are a couple interesting tidbits about you. You're courageous and talented, and your lucky colors are gold, yellow, and brown. And speaking of colors, those colors were seen dominating an exhibit at the historic 5th Street School. The Mayor's Gallery here at the historic 5th Street School was filled with artists and art lovers on January 26th. This was the reception for the current exhibit, honoring the Chinese New Year for 2017, the Year of the Rooster. Each artist was asked to include and highlight the animal associated with the year. Daniel Miller created this oil on canvas for the exhibit.
It's called Border Guard, and there's a little bit of a socio-economic statement in that, because I feel like in some ways our country is moving towards a bit more isolationist, which is something that China was known for a long time.
He says he enjoyed doing research for the project.
The rooster represents things like good commerce and protectionism and virtues, getting up early to rise, being productive, but at the same time with an attitude. And so in my imagination, it was just a really nice way to carry off some of those characteristics in a fantasy scenario.
Nancy Good did a little experimenting in creating her piece.
It came during a time and continued time of experimentation with mixed media, spray paint, stencils, Montana acrylic markers, and of course multimedia. There's a little bit of tongue-in-cheek humor as this is the Chinese New Year, but I'm also part Italian. This little piece here was made in Italy as opposed to made in China, so I wanted to have a little bit of a cross-cultural connection there.
Sharose Needleman says she wanted to show a festive interpretation of the new year.
The rooster is saying good fortune in Chinese, and I really am interested in the lanterns, so I illustrated a bunch of Chinese lanterns, and then you have like a pagoda, and I'm trying to remember fireworks. So I wanted it to be a celebratory scene that made people happy.
And this artist wanted to use materials and techniques indicative of the Chinese.
The surface is paper, Chinese paint on paper, and it's painted in washes, and the Chinese paint in washes.
You don't have to be an artist to appreciate the creativity and beauty in this gallery, but even those who are say this is an exhibit not to be missed.
I love it. Everybody's so creative and so different that, you know, there's nobody's going to do the exact same thing. Everybody in Vegas, the Las Vegas artists are just, this group and artists are just such a fountain of creativity and imagination. It's amazing.
The rest of the show is stellar. You know, this is a gathering of artists. You know, there's a phenomenal number of world-class artists in Las Vegas. Most people don't necessarily know that or even recognize that.
If you'd like to see the exhibit, it will be at the historic 5th Street School through March 4th, but you must see it by appointment only. Call 229-6469. Well, as we have been saying throughout the show, we are at the Cayunga Isoki Palacio Park, which was recently renovated. Let's take a look around. There are beautiful shaded playgrounds as well as shaded picnic areas. There are walking paths that are naturally shaded by some beautiful trees. There's exercise equipment, and in the hot weather, take your kids to the beautiful splash pad. It's located at 951 West Lake Mead Boulevard, a better way of telling you that it's right next to the Doolittle Senior Center. Well, this also happened to be the spot for the Black History Month Generation to Generation ball game. We're going to take you to that as we go to close. Thanks for joining us.
It's a good day to play too, like your man Ernie Banks used to say.